leg that Wade won, Taylor missed 5 darts at double 8 and double 16. But Taylor is averaging only 94, but that's more than good enough at the moment against an opponent averaging 74.66. Clearly troubled and struggling at the moment, James Wade.
Yeah, can't agree more. Just needs to that focus he had in the middle of the game against Painter and the end of that game against Whitlock last night.
The crowd just want to see a competitive game. It was interesting when Wade was walking back onto the stage just before the start of this second session. There were quite a few cheers and shouts of "Come on, James!" I just want to see some good darts, some good close competitive darts, and at the moment it isn't that. It's very, very one-sided.
Yeah, and Phil knows that, and sometimes that can actually be difficult because you can see what's happening with your opponent. You're trying yourself to win the match and get into the final. See your opponent struggling. Let's see if he can fill this one.
We know he's got the game. Blimey, you don't win 7 major titles. James Wade has got the game to beat most, and he's had a decent year with 3 or 4 appearances in semi-finals. We talked about his record against Taylor, which isn't great, and the fact that Taylor beat him in Dublin
97
at the World Grand Prix. Taylor also beat him at the World Match Play in Blackpool in July, but that was very, very close. 17-12 in legs, and probably a lot closer than the scoreline suggests as well. Wade put up a terrific performance.
60.
To be fair to him, he's played well in this tournament as well. He was in just shy of 94 before this tournament. Over the first 2 matches, and 2 matches he had to dig into. Tops Taylor for 4-1.
62.
Well, he will return. Wade still back on the magical 180, but we can't finish on it.
It was at the World Championship a couple of years ago. I'm trying to remember who it was, and I'm sure somebody would let me know on Twitter. But we saw somebody needed 180 and hit at 180. Double 10 here for Taylor for 5-1. It really is very easy for Philip Taylor here. Let's just see what James Wade can do about this. Can he improve 76 average over 6 legs against Phil Taylor? And the radar's off.
Well, it's not just the average and everything else. He's only hit 5 tons and 2 140s. And we're in leg 7. Over 20 points now in the average. Tells you the story. Ain't nothing Taylor can do about it. He's just got to play his own game.
Ruthless, Alan. Absolutely ruthless. Your opponent starts with 26 and then Taylor hits a maximum.
100.
2 180s to add to a 177. But there'll be no tea and sympathy from Mr. T. He will want to get this done as soon as he possibly can. Go and put his feet up and prepare for a final against either Raymond van Barneveld or Adrian Lewis.
That should be a cracker. Barney playing well. Lewis started with a cold and flew into the semis.
100.
A couple of sneezes on the way. That looked very good, hasn't he? To be fair, Adrian Lewis, terrific so far. That should be a great semi-final. I think it'll be
134.
I think it'll be a lot closer than this one is turning out to be. Just doesn't appear to have anything.
No,
an extra
nothing
gear
in the tank at the moment, is there? There's nothing there.
No.
It's got to keep
42.
plodding on.
See if
we can find something. Tops for Taylor. 6-1.
11 darts out.
7 flag. 8 flag is
The power procession goes on. James Wade is cutting a very unhappy figure on the big stage here in Edinburgh. Whatsoever in Taylor's mind apart from winning. at the next 4 legs as quickly as he possibly can, and that's exactly what he's doing.
140.
Well, that's all he can do. See if we can find a little bit of a spark. He needs to hit a maximum, really, to
81.
get that spark. Just not looking like he's going to get anywhere near it at the moment.
Very easy for one player, averaging 102.
135.
It's difficult to watch sometimes in a big game when a player is struggling as much as this, averaging 73.
83. Fully required.
Finally hits a treble.
This will be for back-to-back 11 dart legs. And 12 will do.
In shot on the 8th leg. Hussein. 9
It's
legs.
agony.
Him on.
Tungsten agony for James Wade.
This could
58.
be over quicker than anybody thought, even James himself. We obviously know how good Phil is and has demolished opponents on a regular basis in his career.
140.
I don't think for one moment Phil thought it would be as easy as it currently is at this moment in time. Come on, James. It's all going, son.
100. $140.
It's better from Wade. Turning the last throw. Can we get a 140 here?
100.
2 tons, a little bit better than it has been, but still not to the standard we expect from the world number 6.
125.
It is relentless, isn't it, from Taylor? For the 3rd consecutive leg, he's put himself in a position for an 11 darter.
Fully required 96.
For the 20 double 18. We'll stay there now. Didn't need to go.
56. James
Top
required
double 18.
143.
And then the other double. 143. Crowd getting the singing voice up. 14 to leave double 12. Unlucky.
104. Fully required 40.
For another leg. It's
In
8-1.
shot on the 9th leg.
It's so easy.
10th leg.
8-1, Taylor in front.
Him on.
And the only leg
Thank
that
you.
James Wade has won, Taylor missed 5 darts at double 16 and double 8. It's a horror night, a nightmare night at the office for James Wade here in the semi-finals of the Masters.
140.
Yeah, he's got that look, hasn't he? He just wants to get off stage. He's played so well in this tournament in the first 2 games. He just had to put
16.
up with some not too good abuse from the crowd, some cheers and some personal stuff. Looking forward to the 2 semi-finals today. And the first one,
85.
Phil Taylor, although averaging in the hundreds, hasn't had to push himself too far. Wade only 76.
55.
I just want this to end very, very quickly. Sad to see. Ruthless. The average goes up to 105 with that 3rd 180 of the night for Taylor.
55.
Chance for another 11 darter for
96.
Taylor. Could have had 4 on the trot. Double 18 for an 11.
In shot on the 10th leg. Who's there?
48 darts for the last 4 legs for Phil Taylor. Well, James Wade has just not turned up in his semi-final. Phil Taylor gets another leg and leads James Wade by 9 legs to 1.
One more leg for a place in the Masters final. Taylor in total control. 9-1 here against James Wade.